Hey, what's going on? This is Thomas Galdenzi with Combat Sports Coverage. I'm here interviewing Cody Owens over his upcoming title fight for Legacy FC. So, Cody, tell me how you're feeling about 2 weeks out from the biggest fight of your life.
And I feel great. This is probably the most significant fight of my career. It's probably one of the most tough opponents that I'm going to be going up against, but I feel good, man. Camp has been great. It's been pretty smooth. I got a lot of good guys around me, a lot of good teammates that have been pushing me, that have been challenging me in the training camp. But weight's on point. Everything's been pretty good, man. I feel really positive about this.
That's awesome, man. That's great. So tell me, what team are you mainly training out of? Are you still training with Team Took, or?
Yeah, Team Took is my main training headquarters. I'm there all the time. I do all my jiu-jitsu there. I do a lot of my MMA there. For this camp, I've adapted. I'm now going to Houston Muay Thai. I'm getting a lot of my Muay Thai work down there, and working with Irish and Crew Bob Perez. He's also over at 4 Ounce.
Oh, nice.
So I've been working with a lot of those guys as well. Working with Chang, working with Bob. Bunch of different people working on striking and stuff. My head MMA coach is Jason Petrie. I work with him all the time, very diligent in our pad work and things like that. So, Team Took is my headquarters. That's what I'm always going to be, man. That's the gym that made me, and that's where my loyalty lies.
Oh yeah, man, that's what's up. I love it. And then, so how do you see this fight going? Do you see, you finishing the fight by a TKO, or do you see the fight maybe going by a submission, or do you just see it being an all-out war?
Well, I'm going to take whatever he gives me. Obviously, I try to be as well-rounded of a mixed martial artist as possible, to be prepared in all aspects, whether it be on the feet, on the ground, up against the cage, whatever it may be. But, this guy's never been out of the first round. In my last fight, I went all 5 rounds. I won every single one of those rounds. That was when I won the cage combat belt. So after the fight, I felt fresh. I felt like I had at least 2 or 3 more rounds into me. So I know my cardio's there. I know I'm able to go into deep waters, and I'm going to be pushing the pace. So, first round, I plan on letting him know that he's in a fight, letting him know that, I'm there to bring it, and obviously looking for the finish in any aspect at all times, looking to finish the fight. So, if I get the finish in the first round, obviously I'll love that. I'll take it. But I kind of want to take him into deeper waters and let him know that, he's in a fight. Let him know what it feels like to be in there with the caliber fighter like myself.
Awesome. That's great. So how do you feel? Do you feel a lot of pressure now? I mean, you are a two promotion champion here, champion for Legacy and the amateur champion for Cage Combat. Do you feel extra pressure, holding 2 belts?
Not really, man. A lot of people ask me that question, and it's always the same thing. I have to, the build up to the fight, the preparation for the fight is really all the same. It's each fight is as significant as the next, but this one does have a little bit more to it. I've been told that there's maybe some pro contract implications that may be in place after this fight, so it does give a little bit extra pressure, but I'm calm, cool, collected in all my preparations. I try to go into every fight with the same mindset, being prepared for battle, being prepared for a short fight, a long fight, whatever it may be, but there's really no added pressure to it. The belt is something that comes with hard work and preparation. It comes with, when you put the work in, it's not that it's expected, but I know that if I continue doing what I'm doing, that these opportunities are going to be given to me, and I just have to continue to capitalize on these things. So, there's no pressure. It's just a fight is a fight, and I look forward to going in there and doing my job, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. I'm an entertainer. I'm going out there to put a show on for people and to get my hand raised. So, it's the same thing, man. He signed the same paperwork that I did, so we both know what we're in for.
Yeah, man, that's great. You're actually getting me really fired up right now. It's pretty awesome, and you seem really focused and really determined, which is a great sign for you. But so you even kind of brought it up a little bit. There might be a pro contract. How soon are you looking to go pro? You think after this fight you're ready, or you might stick around for a couple more amateur?
Personally, in my mind, I think that obviously I think I could be ready to do it, but as a well-rounded martial artist, I want to know that I'm considered at the elite level. I want to know that my striking is elite. I want to know that my jiu-jitsu is at a higher caliber. My wrestling, as far as takedown defense, I want to be as well-rounded as possible. So, I've talked with some coaches with Jason, things like that, and depending on the circumstances and the details of the contract, I'm thinking that I may hold off and develop my skill set a little bit more, develop my striking, and you do some things that to where when I get to a big promotion like that, and I get those big opportunities to fight those bigger names, that I'm not stuck, with an 0-2 pro record, just struggling to make it, to stay with the promotion. I want to know that when I get there, I'm going to be considered the elite of the elite, the 1% of 1%, that I'm going to be able to plow through these guys that are the top, cream crop, the top 10, top 5 guys. I want to know that when I get there, I'm not going to have any doubts in my mind that I'm the best. That, I wouldn't be doing this, period, if I didn't think that I was going to be, or possibly could be, the best in the world at my weight class. So, that's the mindset that I have. I'm always striving for perfection. I'm always trying to, advance my skills to the next level and keep going, keep progressing. So, after the fight, we'll assess everything. Obviously, Leo Martinez is the only thing that's, on my mind right now. I'm looking at the fight. I'm looking to get into the fight, win the fight, and that's, priority number one. That's the only thing that I'm focused on is, May 13th. Friday the 13th is going to be a good day. So, that's step number one. After that, we'll assess everything afterwards.
Great. And so tell me, what got you into fighting? Like, were you like always like did you wrestle when you were younger, or did you do karate or anything like that, or?
Well, I wrestled in high school. I started wrestling in high school once I figured out that I wasn't going to get any bigger. I played football my whole life. I always grew up playing football. I have an older brother that plays football, and I have a younger brother now that plays football. But I took after my mother as far as size, so I was a little bit taller as far as the height department. I could always get bigger, more muscular and stronger, things like that. But as far as the height and the speed things, I never really had that advantage. So I decided to, find something that I could use my athletic ability and still be successful at. And wrestling was that for me. I wrestled at Clyde College High School for 2 years, and it was phenomenal. So when I got out of wrestling, it was like, okay, there's no professional ranks to go wrestle at. It was something that I needed to continue to try to, be an athlete. So I got introduced to jiu-jitsu from a close friend of mine. He said, look, this might be something that you might be interested in. I think you might be good at it. So I started training underneath Travis Took over at Team Took, and the rest is kind of history. After that, it was a series of up and downs in my life. I've gone through some trials and tribulations. Obviously, we all have those, but it wasn't until I was about 22. I'm 25 now, so it wasn't until I was about 22 where I really sat down and got 100% serious and really focused and dedicated my life to trying to be a mixed martial artist and pursue a career in mixed martial arts.
That's great. I mean, you're obviously having a lot of success at it. You are, a two-time two promotion champion. You also, according to Tapology, you're the number 1 U.S. Southwest fighter, and you're also the number 1 Texas fighter in 135 pounds. So that's pretty great accomplishments in itself. And then also, who's a fighter that like made you you look at and you're like, damn, I really want to be like that fighter. Like that's the fighter like you try to replicate your style off of.
So this always comes back to there's 2 people for me, and a more commonly known name out there, obviously, that everyone will know, the household name is BJ Penn. I've always had a lot of respect for BJ Penn, him being the prodigy, being such a jiu-jitsu savage at such a young age, and then going into the UFC, and it didn't matter to him. He would fight anybody, anywhere. The whole slogan, just scrap. He fought multiple different weight classes. He fought all over the place, and the guy was just a scrapper. I really had a lot of respect for him, and I always loved watching him fight. He was always such an entertainer. The infamous fight, he knocks the guy out and he licks the blood off of his gloves. I believe that was, one of the highlights of his career. So that's always been something that I've enjoyed watching, that I've always loved, watching him. And, him coming back is definitely a motivation for me, too. I love to watch him fight. But maybe somebody that's not a household name or more common is my coach, Jace Petrie. He's a professional fighter himself, the guy, he's got a nickname. They call him One Taste Jake. I try to emulate him the best I can. He's got a style that is just absolute savagery. The guy doesn't, he doesn't stop. He's in your face. He's pushing forward. Hands, feet, elbows, knees. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so he's got a crazy top pressure game. I've always really admired his game. I've always admired, the style that he had as a mixed martial artist, and being able to work with him one-on-one direct has just been an absolute blessing in my life to be able to gain as much knowledge as I can from him. And in a sense, I look at him like a big brother type of figure. He cares for me, he looks out for me, he's got my best interest. So I've always loved the relationship I've had with him, and I've always tried to emulate my style to be just like his because he has been successful in his own right.
That's awesome. That's great, dude. I love it. And also, tell me how you got the nickname the Texas Zombie.
That goes back to Jace, man. There was a day in the gym. Jace, he had his own location. A team took it. Was a Team Took affiliate over here in the Spring area. And one day, we're in there just drilling, doing some sparring and stuff like that, and we're in the boxing ring. And I'm going a pretty hard round with him. And he's laying it on me. He's obviously at the time way more talented as he still is now, way more skilled than me. Mm-hmm. And he's laying it on me. He's putting it on me. He's punching me. He's giving me hell. And I just kept coming at him. And he told me, he was like, you're like a zombie. He said, no matter what, you keep coming. And that was kind of something that it stuck with me. So I kind of resonated on that the rest of the day. And then the next day I asked him, I said, you think that might be something that could stick as a nickname for me, something like the American Zombie or the Texas Zombie. And he goes, there it is. That's it right there, the Texas Zombie. That fits you perfect. He goes, you're from Texas, you're born and raised here, and your style is similar to a zombie because you never stop coming. You're always in my face. And that was kind of like it. It stuck from there, and everyone kind of agrees that that's a perfect nickname for me. So I've embraced it, I've embodied it, and that's who I am now.
Yeah, it is. It actually is a really cool. It's a really cool name. And also, who's what's something you like to do outside of training, besides training and fighting? Like, do you have any other hobbies or anything you like to do outside of that?
Yeah, man. I have a little brother, 16 years old. My wife and I, we take care of him, and I like to do a lot of stuff with him. I try to do a lot of things I can with him, and he's a very, very talented kid. And hold on, my wife's trying to talk to me.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be in there. But yeah, so I ride my bike. I like to ride my bike a lot, and it's like a single speed bike. So
like a pedal bike.
Yeah, like a pedal bike, like a bicycle. My whole life growing up, I always rode BMX. I was dirt jump, stuff like that. As I was a younger kid, and it's just something that's kind of stuck with me. So I ride my bike a lot. I love food, man. I'm kind of like a food enthusiast. So anytime there's like food truck festivals or any type of a whiskey festival or anything like that, I like to try to go and enjoy those things. Obviously, going through fight camps and stuff, you never get to experience those delicacies. Mm-hmm. So whenever fight camp is over, I try to track those things down, and I really like food a lot, man. But I don't know, martial arts is really a very integral part of my life. It definitely saved my life from a lot of potential trouble that I could have gotten in, and it got me away from trouble. So a lot of my time is consumed by martial arts. If I'm not in fight camp, I'm usually doing jiu-jitsu or doing something, trying to stay in shape and trying to continue to progress as a martial artist. That's really what I've tried to embody, is the natural spirit and mindset of a true martial artist. So that's what really consumes most of my time.
True. And I mean, it's paying off too, so that's good. But then,
right.
How much weight do you cut? Because I mean, you seem like a pretty big 135er, so I'm always curious.
I mean, I only cut about 20 pounds. It's not too bad. I fight at 35. The heaviest I'll get is about 55, 57. But that's when I'm not eating extremely healthy. When I'm eating really healthy, and I usually do eat pretty healthy, even when I'm outside of camp, obviously I indulge like anyone else, as I was just saying before. I have burgers here, whatever it may be. But, I cut about 20 pounds. I've never had an issue cutting the weight. I've never had a time where I've been cutting weight to where I've been like, oh, this is miserable, I can't take it. My last two fights, I didn't cut any weight in the sauna. I never put the sauna suit on. My last fight I only had to cut like 3 pounds the day before, and I did it in the jacuzzi tub of my house, just relaxing, So the weight cut has been very easy for me. I'm very strict on my diet, meal prep. I do all that stuff by myself. And really, it's just if you stay focused mentally, you have to keep that mindset of eyes on the prize, and that's what drives me to continue to stay focused. So, it's not too bad of a cut for me. As long as I can continue making the cut fairly easy, that's a comfortable weight for me.
Mm-hmm. Would you ever think about, since it doesn't seem that hard of a cut, have you ever thought about maybe going down to 125, or that's kind of the question?
I I mean, I thought about it. My first fight I ever fought at, it actually was a catch weight, and I didn't really know it. I think I cut a little too much weight. I was supposed to weigh in my mind, I thought was 135. I showed up and I was like at 131, 132, something like that. But the guy that I was fighting, he was Victor Lomax. He's actually like drinking water, trying to gain weight, trying to be a little heavier. So they just went ahead. They called it like just a catch weight at 130, and that cut was really easy for me. So I think if I dieted properly and I started doing that in advance, I'm pretty sure that I probably could make that. The only thing that I would worry about with that is like losing a little bit of muscle mass. So I'd have to, in my mind, I would probably have to do like an experimental or test cut to see how good I felt at that weight. You know what I mean? But I was offered. I was actually offered from Cage Combat a title fight at 125, but I wasn't really sure if I could make the weight, so I turned it down because then obviously I had another 135 title fight coming up shortly after that. But it's nothing that wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility for sure.
Oh, that's cool, man. I didn't think that, but so that's really tight that you could maybe do that.
And I'm trying to do as much as I can as often as I can. I mean, I have no issues with going up in weight, even if if there's an opportunity that intrigues me, that my team feels is a good fight for me, that's something that I could potentially excel at, then I have no problem doing that. I love to fight. This is something that has become my lifestyle. This is something that I live and breathe, and I really enjoy doing. So if I get any offers to fight at 145, even 155, say that I wouldn't venture out and try to do that. Obviously, I run everything by my team. I run everything by my coaches. I don't make any of those decisions on my own. It's all a group effort because those guys are there for a reason. They have my best interest, and they're always looking out for me. So I love to fight, man.
Hell yeah, I love it, man. This should get everyone fired up, man, for this fight, because I know I'm fired up now. And so is there anyone you would like to thank, any sponsors or coaches or training partners before we wrap this up?
Yeah, man, I've got quite a few sponsors for this upcoming fight. There's a lot of people that have been by my side that have been helping me out, and if I could just name a few of them real quick. Obviously, I have to thank my coaches. Obviously, Travis Took, the man himself, my professor. Without him, none of this would be possible. The man saved my life single-handedly just through, having his academy and things like that. Obviously, the Hibero Jiu-Jitsu affiliate, that's who we're affiliated from. So Shanti and Salo, those are, the guys. Tapio Levanto, those are all affiliates. I have mad respect for those guys and learning their jiu-jitsu. And then obviously, Irish down, Michael Corley down at Houston Muay Thai, and Krubov Perez. Those guys have been looking out for me and getting my hands and my feet on point. One of my biggest contributors is probably Primal Fight Shop. They're there for me all the time. They help me out, man. And they give me all the things I need, all my training essentials. They're always looking out for me. And I picked up a few new sponsors for this, so bear with me. I got to get these out there. This is my obligation. So out of all things, my job, man, I'm a CNC machinist by trade. And I work for a company called Trilliant Surgical. They specialize in making all different parts for operation of the lower leg, foot, ankle, and toes. We make a lot of, plates, pins, screws, all different things like that. And they're really, it's really cool. But, they're really supporting me. They've got my back. The love and support I get from them is absolutely overwhelming. So, I got to shout them out. And then the Jiu-Jitsu podcast, the Pursuit podcast, Robert Ezell, Joey, John Scott Davis, Robert Garza, all those guys have been with me for a long time, and they take care of me for sure. And then just to name just a few more, Grindhouse Fitness, Alicia Cantu over there keeps me in shape for sure. Dr. Garcia at Fields Chiropractic, he keeps my body lined up. We got Greg Brown over at Express Hot Yoga, keeps my body in absolute flexibility, helps me with my weight cuts and things like that. And then all the guys over at the Woodlands Barbershop keeping me fresh and clean for every single fight. So just get those guys out there. Always got to show them love, and I appreciate everything that they do for me.
Hell yeah, man, that's great. And man, you got a lot of sponsors. I love it. A lot of people sometimes don't even say them all, so I think that's really cool that you actually, said them all and gave them a shout out. And also, everyone, make sure to check out Cody Owens, May 13th, 2016 at Legacy 55, where he'll be defending his 135-pound belt.